I came across a true story recently about a judge. And the judge had a friend, and the friend got a speeding ticket. And the friend came to him they crossed paths, and he said, "Hey, I got a speeding ticket. I was wondering if you could take care of it." And so they went on their way. They talked about it and went about their way. And a couple weeks later, they saw each other again. And the friend said to the judge, "Hey, thanks for dismissing that ticket." And the judge said, "I didn't dismiss it." He said, "I paid it." The friend said, I didn't want you to pay it. I just, kind of wanted you to do your judge thing." And the judge said, "Were you guilty?" And he said, "Well, yeah." He said, "Then justice demanded that the penalty be paid." He said, "If I'm a righteous judge, I can't dismiss the charges against you, but I can pay them." So many people think that God dismissed the charges against us, but he did not. We're guilty of our sins. He did not dismiss the charges. He paid them. So when we say Christmas is coming, we ought to be thinking rescue. We should be hopeful. It's a time of excitement and encouragement. There are reasons to celebrate that go far beyond the cookies and the eggnog. And it should be a time of joy and encouragement and anticipation and relief. God became human. The Word became flesh. He was born and became a human. His life was dependent on other people taking care of him. He had parents. He had friends. He played. He grew up. He went to school. He was one of us. This is the humanity of Jesus Christ. And you know why it's so important to believe that he actually became human? Because if he never became human, then he really didn't die for my sins. He had to become human to pay for my sins. And the world attacks these two characteristics of Jesus all the time. They say he wasn't fully God or he wasn't fully man. He was a man or prophet, a good teacher, but not really God. Or they'll say, well, he was God on this earth, but he really wasn't human because he was God. If he really wasn't human, then it's a grand illusion. It's a big magic trick that he died for my sins. Jesus Christ really was beaten for my transgressions. He really was scourged for me and for you. And it's a historic fact that he was nailed to a cross. He really did bleed and he really did die. And the best news of all is that he really did rise up from the grave. He overcame death. He had to become a human in order to redeem us. He had to. So Hebrews 2:14 and 15, so clear. Because God's children are human beings made of flesh and blood, the Son also became flesh and blood. For only as a human being could he die. And only by dying could he break the power of the devil who had the power of death. Only in this way could he set free all who have lived their lives as slaves to the fear of dying. How can he put it more plainly than that?